Hello, everyone. I'm Juan Pablo Giles. I am the creative director and co-founder of Iman Transmedia. We are a production agency based in Quito, Ecuador, that develops interactive, transmedia, and immersive content, creating works that have been pioneers in our country. We have worked with educational and social impact projects for organizations such as UNESCO, United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, the Inter-American Development Bank, Conservation International, the Institute of Cultural Heritage from our country, and others. We are very happy to be here. We are very happy to be part of Games for Change and to share with you our 360 VR documentary called Cross. Now, after this short introduction, I'm going to share my screen to make the presentation. Okay, Cross is a project created and developed by Iman Transmedia and has the support of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, the TechCamp program, Artisan, formerly Kaleidoscope, El Pitazo, a digital media from Venezuela, Ecuador Chequea, a fact-checking media from Ecuador, and Fundamedios, an international organization focused on journalism and human rights. Cross is an immersive and transmedia experience that uses documentary, 360 video, virtual reality, journalism, workshops, and participation to sensitize society about human mobility and Venezuelan displacement. A few years ago, we started working with immersive projects focused on educational and heritage issues. And in that sense, we understood the power of 360 VR content to generate empathy and behavioral changes that thanks to the sense of presence that this technology provides. That is why we began to think about content to sensitize our society about the migratory and refugee crisis of the Venezuelan population. So we set out to create a project that allows Ecuadorians to put themselves in the shoes of a Venezuelan migrant and understand the problem from another perspective. The Venezuelan exodus is one of the biggest displacement in the last century. At least 5.6 million Venezuelans have left their country. In Ecuador, officially, there are more than 430,000 Venezuelans. Unofficially data say that there are 600,000. And some statistics made by organizations that address the problem say that more than 60% of them have received some time of discrimination. Thinking in this context, we start the project design taking into account these social impact objectives. The first one, generate empathy. The second one, raise awareness about the human drama of migration and forced refugee. The third one, prevent xenophobia. And the last, put the audience in the role of change agents in the face of the problem. And also, as a general objective, we plan to introduce 360 VR content as a tool for social impact in Ecuador. With these objectives in mind, we began to develop our project and did an international research to find our main character. We worked with El Pitazo and Fundamedios. Together, we looked for the story in Colombia, Venezuela, and Ecuador, but we couldn't find it. And at the end of development, with a short period of time, one of the members of our team traveled again to the border between Ecuador and Colombia to investigate directly in shelters. Thus, we found Agni and her story. In Cross, we tell the story of Agni, a Venezuelan woman who crosses Ecuador to reunite with her cousin, to work with him and get the money she needs to regroup her children. We did story investigated. We want to focus on a universal theme, the family, because we knew that if we only address the migration aspect, it was possible that some people could reject the project when they saw it. In that way, we designed the experience thinking that the immersion and the story will place the viewer in the middle of a family yearning for unification and at the same time make them a witness to Agni's journey. We use the verb cross not only thinking about the action of crossing borders, but also that this action takes the user in the sense of crossing to the side of empathy and crossing to another way of seeing human mobility. Taking into account the objectives of social impact and thinking about our alliances with digital media, we decided to expand the project and propose the creation of a transmedia universe that includes, first one, the immersive documentary, a web platform, three journalistic chronicles, workshops, installation, exhibitions, virtual and physical exhibitions, and last but not least, a participation activity. These are some images of these elements. In the first, you can see the web platform. In the second and third photo, you can see the installation. And the last one is an example of one of our virtual exhibitions with a workshop created for universities. Now, I want to talk about the reach and impact of CROSS. We did 15 workshops and exhibitions in universities of Ecuador, Peru, Guatemala, and the Netherlands. More than 500 people were trained. During the physical exhibitions, we have more than 300 views and more than 100 letters collected in physical installation and the participation activity. And also, we did a virtual exhibition with a donation model with Maastricht University. This was a beautiful presentation because we were able to solve one of the most important problems for Agni. In the documentary, we tell about her journey through our country and about his need to bring her children to Ecuador. As good news, we can tell you that in the last month, in 2021, she was able to do it. She brings her kids to Ecuador, but she needs to borrow money to do it. With the virtual exhibition at Maastricht University and the donation model, we were able to give Agni an amount of money that allowed her to cover that debt. I think that it was an incredible opportunity to close the cycle of the project, and also it is a good example of real social impact. As part of the reach of CROSS, I want to mention that the project won some grants, such as the Smart Grant for the Tech and Program, the Social Impact Grant for an Artisan, and the Poilatan 2021 award, and was selected for festivals such as the Bogotá in Colombia, Electric Africa in South Africa, the Global Festival of Action from the United Nations, FinOff in Argentina, Pasaroca Colo Film Festival in Greece. And in the coming weeks, we will be at the other events, such as the Social World Film Festival in Italy, Metamorphosis in Chile, and Documenta in Mexico. Right now, with our project, we are on the festival route. We continue to hold workshops and virtual exhibitions, and we are starting PR and free press in our country, in Ecuador. And our plan is to continue our festival route in the next months. We want to implement more virtual exhibitions with donation model and more workshops with the universities. And we continue looking for NGOs, foundations, campaigns, and social impact events to expose our documentary. If you are interested in this type of implementation, please contact us, and we will be happy to bring our content to new instance. Here you can see our photos. Here I am with my partner Caridian, the producer and executive producer of CROSS. Although we have been in charge of the project, this work has been possible with the help of our team and at Demand Transmedia and all the organizations that support and believe in the project. If you want to be part of this initiative, you can send us an email to juanpablo@imantransmedia.com or caridian@imantransmedia.com. And to know more about CROSS and its progress, we recommend you follow our social media accounts. Thank you so much for being here, for listening to us, and we invite you to sessions at our booth. Please check the schedule. We will be happy to speak with you, and have a nice festival. Bye-bye.